There's the big house right after, the day after the nor'easter. And it wasn't such an incredibly heavy snowstorm for us, but we got about maybe a foot, 16 inches. It's really hard to tell, but it was really windy, so there was pretty amazing drifting in places. So I've got arugula and spinach seeded in there, and then this area has just got a cover crop under it, and this is where the tomatoes will be this summer. I'll roll, that is a Four Season Tools V-track tunnel, so we'll roll that onto this spot for the tomatoes. And then over here, this, can't you tell, is gonna be the herb area this year. And so we have just a little bit seeded so far. There's dill, cilantro, and chervil in right now. Doesn't that look awesome? And then right over here in front of house number 1, we have another seeding of arugula and some mizuna and some spinach. Look at it, isn't it beautiful? What lovely crops. And also one row that's the first, gonna be the first attempt at snap peas. I mean, they always say with peas, you know, plant as soon as the soil can be worked, and the soil was workable last week. And so I know the spinach will be fine, and almost certainly the arugula and the mizuna will be fine. I'm not sure about the peas. I was about to plant my soup peas. I haven't done a video about them yet, but yeah. Right now it kind of looks like Hoth. It's kind of amazing, since I had already taken the snowblower off and was plowing and fitting up fields. I got all this cover crop under here. I had seeded all this cover crop over yonder. Huh. Anyway, kind of an interesting little situation. The TPS potatoes, I'm a little worried about them. You see how leggy they're getting? That is not ideal, but I mean, they were in here in the greenhouse in the heat, and we had like severely cloudy weather. So I'm really hoping it's supposed to get up above freezing, maybe that I can create like a little pocket that would stay up in the 40s, you know, and I'll bring them outside so they can get in the direct sun and get some UV, you know, because they're from the Andes, right? High mountain, equatorial, high altitude equatorial climate, very high ultraviolet radiation, and these, you know, up this high latitude in the middle of March, they're not getting the amount of UV that they'd ideally get. So I need to get them a sunburn so that they will, you know, stop getting so lanky. I don't want them so tall. I want them leafier and stockier. Here's the senposai. I'll probably be transplanting that in the next couple of days. And this mustard too. And some Chinese cabbage. This stuff is almost ready to go out. So here was my nor'easter project. It's a 2.5 pound boy's axe that I hung. The head seems to be an old one. It's got the high centerline cheeks, but there's no stamp on the head, and it seems like it's in pretty good shape. I guess it's a little on, it's on the heavy side for a boy's axe, but the eye on this seems really small. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of meat there. I don't know, it was kind of surprising, and I don't know if this is standard for this size axe or if this is an unusually small eye, but yeah, we'll see how it works. I'm not super crazy about this handle. I had it on hand, but you can kind of see, maybe if I flip it over, the grain does this little whoopie-doo right there in the center. I mean, more or less, there's a wiggle, and I think that'll, and you can actually maybe see there's some curly grain right there, which is pretty but weak, you know. So I don't have like super high confidence in the quality of this handle. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it, but it was the one I had on hand and that was the right size. So it's got quite a bit of meat down there at the swell. So yeah, we'll see.